Hello, friends, crossword fanatics. Stevie is back. It's Thursday, May 11th, 2023, and I am recording my first puzzle in a long time. I had a roommate recently move out, so I've got a new room to create my studio space. So I'm still working out a few kinks. This is the first thing I have tried to record since. And so far I notice a pretty big echo, but also my mic seems to be working even better than before. So some pros and cons. I'll fix the echo once I soundproof the room. But this is what I'm working with today. So let me share my screen. Today's puzzle's by Sheldon Polanski. Actually, it's Wednesday night, and I am still in the window to solve the Wednesday puzzle. I've been saving that all day, so I'm going to find that. As you can see, I haven't clicked on it yet or looked at it yet. Victor Barocas on Wednesday, May 10th, 2023. Victor Barocas, that's a new name for me. And as always, I like to start with gratitude. And today I am especially grateful for, well, I had an accident last week. I went canoeing down the Salt River here in Arizona, and I flipped out of the canoe during the rapids. And I went through the biggest rapids barefoot and with no vessel. I flipped out. I was all, no flotation device, nothing, just floating through. And I went down feet first, but I managed to really bang up my feet quite a lot. And they're still bruised up and hurting, but nothing seems broken. I am mostly fine, and I'm really just grateful for that. It could have been way worse. All right, toot one's own horn. Now, if that were a Friday or Saturday clue, that would likely be a trick. But seeing as how it's just a Wednesday, it's probably straightforward, and I'm going to say that it's brag. But as always, we check the crossers, which is what we do. So I think it's brag, and looking at the one down clue, modern journal, that seems like to me a blog. So I've already got the B in my mind, and so yeah, blog makes sense. Brag. Rapturous review sounds like rave. Rapture is a biblical term, and people use it to mean like the end of the world and like a lot of hell and destruction. But actually, rapture means elation. It means like extreme happiness and good feelings. So rapturous actually means like really great. So I think it's going to be rave. And looking at the across, it's probably over something. Ursa Major and Ursa Minor, that's the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper, right? No, I think Ursa means bear. I'll need more. I need more than that. Tibetan monk is a lama, as in the Dalai Lama. Brag. Obtrusively showy. Obtrusive, I think that means like in your face. And I am struggling to think of what that would be. Preach it is another way of saying amen. Oh, the genie. A role for Robin Williams or Will Smith. So that could have again, this is why this is a Wednesday clue and not a Friday or Saturday clue. It could have simply just said, it didn't have to give the years per se. It would have been the same answer. They go through loops. Loops, not hoops. Go through loops. I'll need a little bit more than that. Oh, garish. I'm not really familiar with that word, but it is a word, and I'm going to assume it's right. And this is over something. Side dish with ribs is usually slaw, as in coleslaw. It's filled and may be filling. I'll need a crosser to get that. Good hole cards in Texas Hold'em. Some of you know I play Texas Hold'em almost every day at a casino. And so any poker clues, I'm usually on top of it. Good hole cards, of course, are aces, pocket rockets. Critical resource harvested in Dune. Okay, Dune is the one where they go to some foreign land and there's these giant worms that are trying to eat them. So they have to walk in this very strange random pattern. Critical resource. I'm not remembering that resource from the movie. Close up tight is to seal. Defensive line could mean like who, me? Or alibi. Nice. Let's see. They go through loops. Belts. Oh, belts. I was going to say bells, but yes, belts do go through loops. Scorpio and Cancer are horoscope signs. They could be night crawlers. It's filled and maybe filling could be a wrap. Critical resource spit. Because it was so dry on that planet that people would spit as a sign of like respect. Tupperware lid sound is a burp. Intimidate in a way without psych out, like in basketball. Big Apple education system. That would be, I think, CUNY. CU, Colleges and Universities of New York or something. And so, ... is and notice the quotes. You're looking for another word that is another way of saying and so, and that is ergo. Yo-yo, something to perform tricks with. All right. I'm going to stick to the top for now. A growing number might be age. Opposite of sans is, this is in French, the opposite of sans is avec. Sans means without, avec means with. And I know, I don't really speak French, but I know that from crosswords. By way of is another way of saying via. Journalist Klein, I think it's Ezra. Let's see. Home of the Sphinx. The Sphinx is Giza. The Giza pyramids. Also the Sphinx. Growing number is an age. This seemed like overbears. Ezra. first nut listed on a can of Planters Deluxe mixed nuts. That would be cashew. I'm right here. Ahem. Mystical mixtures. I think those would be elixirs. But let's check this X. It sees right through you is an X-ray. So when a lot of times there could be multiple entries based on a clue. So when you get a Z like this one, or an X or a Q, or certain letters are kind of easier to get the crossers. So even though it may seem more difficult, you don't really think of X's, Z's, and Q's that much. If you do think of them, and if you think one of them's right, and then you go to check it, it is easier a lot of times because you already have the word X in your mind, right? Like, what's a four-letter word that starts with X? Well, that's one of them, X-ray. I think elixir has an I there. Southern pronoun is y'all. I like the word y'all. I think it's an appropriate word, especially in this day and age when people are so gender conscious. I think you all is fine. Y'all is just shorter version of that. You guys, as I've learned in my Toastmasters, when you're talking to women or a mixed group and you say you guys, well, what are you really saying? It's not accurate. Pub choices could be ales. Offensive line is a slur, perhaps. So the defensive line is alibi, offensive line is slur. And brilliant that they're like right next to each other, number-wise in the list of clues. That's great. Right angle shape is an L. This is going to be night crawler. Oh, Scorpio and Cancer. The reason why they're night crawlers is because you see them at night in the sky so Cancer is a crab, Scorpio is a scorpion, but they're night crawlers in this case because, well, you see them at night in the constellations. Overtime, one-time Saturn SUV. I don't know. Need more than that. Taqueria topping is salsa. World capital, 50 miles from Vienna. Vienna is in Austria. See, this is one that I'd like to be able to think of. Like 50 miles from Vienna. So it could be... It could be city and country. I think this is view, and then I think this is something stars. Sagittarius and Orion, shooting stars. Orion is a soldier. Sagittarius, I don't really know what that means. It could be shooting star. Something Slava. I don't know that one. Prize open. Jimmy's. J is another one that's easy to cross. Unless it's in the beginning. So J's are much more likely to be at the beginning of the word. X's are much more likely to be the second letter out of all of them. Crime lord strangled by Princess Leia. A crime lord who she strangled. I don't know Star Wars enough for that one. Is it? Oh, it's probably Jabba. Jabba the Hutt. Trouble is to ale. Trouble in this case would be... Well, I don't know. Ale doesn't make sense. They're found around castles, moats. Trouble could be adieu. Elba, Idris Elba, who played Nelson Mandela. Idris Elba, the famous black actor. Foolish sorts are asses. It is Bratislava. And I still don't really know what country that is of, but it makes me think of Yugoslavia. Risky dog to own is a biter. Three-way intersection is a T. Yes. All right. Be specific about, in a way. I think that could be to name. Therapist organization is probably American Psychologists Association with a P. Magic keyboard, go with. Magic keyboard. I'm thinking iPad or iPod. Thomas Mann, maybe? Thomas Mann won the Nobel Prize in Literature. Man. Genre for NWA and Ice-T, that's gangsta rap. How do they spell it? Probably with an A. Gangsta rap. Famed diarist, someone who wrote a diary. Samuel something, I don't know. Low stat for a top pitcher, that's ERA. Earned run average in baseball. To wear away is to erode. Layout in a new pattern is to something, maybe remap. Oh, telegraph pioneer Samuel Morse, as in the Morse code. Change with the situation is to adapt. Famed artist Samuel. Oh, so you have an artist Samuel and a telegraph pioneer Samuel. Oh, not artist, diarist. So that's cool. Jean Le Carre figure would be a spy. It could be Pepys. 154 Shakespeare works. Those would be sonnets. Small complaints are nits, as in you're nitpicking. Entourage. Entourage would be like your posse. I need more. This definitely looks like shooting star. E, D, outer boundaries are edges, as in a crossword, or as in a jigsaw puzzle. Classic soft drink brand is knee high. Avignon affirmative is oui. Oui. Avignon is the French thing, I guess. Retinue, I think with an E, is your entourage. Tie to a post is tether. Tundra for one could be terrain. It could be a Toyota Tundra. Bulk storage area. I think that, I want to say shed, but that doesn't fit, does it? Pegasus is a high horse. I think Pegasus is also a constellation. Very cool. Ella Enchanted is that movie. Many a textbook is a tome. Tome means a large book. Bulk storage area is a silo. Day glow lights, so ROO. Ham, radio, and then a study, for example. A study is a room in your house. Wonderstruck is odd. Cattail is a reed. It's a type of marsh reed. Is one version is a cattail because it's got like a little fuzzy thing. Forehead is your brow, and then Esme and cyber. Modern lead into squat. Cyber squat? I've never heard that. Now it says blue star right now, but I'm sure that it will switch to gold because it's, let's see. It's just after midnight now. I started it before midnight, so in case you missed the overall theme, we're talking about constellations and then sort of puns based off of those. So Ursa is bear, Ursa Major and Ursa Minor. And since they're overhead, they are over bears. Scorpio and Cancer, obviously scorpions and crabs crawl, so they are night crawlers because you see them at night in the sky. Sagittarius and Orion, I'm still not knowing what Sagittarius means, even though some of my astrology enthusiast friends would not be happy to know that I still don't know what that means, but I guess it shoots something. And Orion, I thought, is Orion an archer? I thought it was like a warrior with a sword, so maybe it's an archer that I just don't know. Probably so. And then High Horse is a Pegasus. High because it's in the sky. So that's the theme. And we need a word of the day. There's a lot that I could choose from, but I think I'm just going to pick this one, avec. We technically get 2 for 1 because sans is, like I said already, sans means with. No, sans means without. As in, there's a type of font called sans serif. A serif is a little extra stroke. So sans serif would mean just like straight lines. Avec means with, and those are French words. All right. I hope you enjoyed this puzzle. It's been fun getting back into it. And I'm going to go real quick and solve the Thursday puzzle as well. So get a little 2 for 1 here in one session. And that's it for today's puzzle. Thank you to Victor Barocas for a really amazing theme. And thank you for watching. Make it a great day.